Biden to give drivers a break this summer, calling on Congress to suspend the federal gas tax. But will relief reach consumers? 14 seconds, that's how long it took for the GOP-run legislature to gavel in and out of Governor Tony Evers' special session on a 170-plus-year-old abortion law. And we're following the latest out of Washington, D.C. as senators move closer to passing gun reform legislation. How soon that vote could happen. You're watching News 3 now at 5.
Your customers, the American people, they need relief now. So let me summarize.
President Biden is calling on Congress to suspend the federal gas tax through the end of September. He also wants states to lift their own taxes on the fuel and oil refining companies to increase their capacity ahead of their meeting with the administration this week. To put things in perspective, here's a closer look at the gas and diesel tax rates. The federal tax rate for drivers buying diesel is 24.4 cents per gallon, plus an additional 32.9 cents, that is, for the state tax. In total, they're being taxed 57.3 cents per gallon. Drivers buying regular gas are being taxed 18.4 cents per gallon federally and 32.9 cents per gallon by the state. That comes to 51.3 cents total. So what do gas tax suspensions actually mean for you, the consumer? Archie Hill-Moladin joins us now with those details. So, Hill.
For months, leaders at the state and federal level have been considering suspending gas tax. Our own Governor Tony Evers since March urging Congress to suspend the federal gas tax as a starting point for potential state actions. But expert tells me there's a lot more to consider.
Barely get a quarter tank on $20.
Some sorely needed relief at the pump.
It's terrible. I'm gonna start riding my lawnmower.
Could be coming in the form of federal and state gas tax suspensions.
I call on the companies to pass this along, every penny of this 18 cents reduction to the consumers. There's no time now for profiteering.
But according to UW Public Finance professor Ross Milton, there's no guarantee those savings would go directly to consumers.
Gas stations are under no obligation to lower their prices just because they're not paying the tax anymore. Okay. And it's not just about gas stations, it's about gas distributors, the oil industry, all the way up the line.
Experts say what they will do, if applied both on the state and federal level, is take a toll on public works projects.
People aren't going to stop using roads because of the gas tax being suspended. We need to find the revenue to keep our roads and our highways in shape.
In Wisconsin, the transportation revenue system is largely funded by gas taxes. And without those funds, projects could be delayed or stopped altogether.
Road construction doesn't get done. Our highways get more congested and less safe.
Unless financing is found elsewhere.
Would you rather have higher income taxes, higher sales taxes, higher property taxes?
Leaving some experts urging people to think twice about how helpful a gas tax would actually be.
They're usually rolled up with a lot of hype and then are underwhelming in their impact.
And leaving many at the pump asking for more.
Instead of $2 or $3 off of $50, $2 or $3 off every gallon.
And experts also say, though there is no way to guarantee gas companies pass on those savings to consumers under the current policy, policymakers could try to put price caps in place to compensate.
Neil, thank you very much. A lot less humid out today. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the weather patio. Pleasant day out there.
Certainly is. It's warm, but with the humidity levels down, it's much more tolerable than it was at this time yesterday. Let's take a look, first of all, at visible cloud track. Lots of sunshine across Wisconsin. Very few clouds around. And you can see on Doppler track, that's about as dry as you'll see it across the upper Midwest. Low temperatures this morning started out in the 60s as the humidity levels dropped overnight, and so far temperatures have reached the middle 80s. Right now we're at 84 in Madison, also 84 in Janesville. Dew point temperatures are 24-hour temperature change shows that our temperatures have gone down by about 10 to 15 degrees, but that just shows you how warm we were yesterday with temperatures in some cases close to the triple digits. Right now dew points are in the upper 50s, so they have come down quite a bit. Look for an overnight low of about 50 58 tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies, a little warmer, still not too humid though, with a high of 89. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes some thunderstorms by Saturday and then even cooler weather for the start of next week.
All right, Gary, we'll see you then. Thank you. The state capitol was turned pink this morning by advocates of Planned Parenthood asking the Wisconsin legislature to solidify women's reproductive rights. If Roe is overturned, Wisconsin's 173-year-old criminal abortion law could go into effect, immediately banning abortion at any stage without exception for rape, incest, or health of the woman. Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin has already chosen to suspend abortion services after June 25th and refer patients to out of state for abortion care in anticipation of the loss of Roe.
It's incredible to think that they would allow politicians from nearly 200 years ago to determine the freedoms and future of people in Wisconsin today. Our young people should not have fewer rights than their parents and grandparents. Health care should not be political.
Planned Parenthood's position is that medical decisions about sexual and reproductive health should be made by individuals. Inside the Capitol, it only took a few seconds as Wisconsin's Republicans gavelled out of Governor Evers' special session called to overturn the state's 1849 abortion ban. Political reporter Will Keneally was at the short session today and joins us outside the state Capitol with reaction. Will? We were having a little trouble hearing Will. Oh, there he is. We got you now, Will. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently we're having... We'll get back to that story in just a moment. But first, for the first time in nearly 3 decades, Congress could be closer to passing new gun reform legislation. The hope is that the Senate to pass the bipartisan legislation by the end of the week. Skylar Henry has the latest.
14 Republican senators joined the Democrats Tuesday to overcome the first procedural vote on new gun control legislation.
This week, we are on track to pass something many believed was impossible a few weeks ago, a meaningful, strong, bipartisan gun safety bill.
The bipartisan deal expands background checks for people under 21, giving up to 10 business days to review juvenile and mental health records, provides money for states to enact red flag laws, which allow courts to seize guns from people deemed dangerous, and closes the so-called boyfriend loophole, preventing partners convicted of domestic abuse that live outside a victim's home from buying a gun. It also invests hundreds of millions of dollars in mental health and school safety resources.
I think it's a significant step in the right direction to deal with the two issues that I think it focuses on: school safety and mental health.
The bill still has some hurdles to clear before a final vote in the Senate. Negotiators on both sides are seeing some pushback on the deal.
There are some folks who really insist, demand broader, stronger gun safety measures. That's just not politically feasible in the current Senate.
GOP Texas Senator John Cornyn was called out by his fellow state Republicans and former President Trump for his involvement in the negotiations.
If I listened to all of the critics, I wouldn't get much done.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she'll put the bill on the floor for a vote after it passes in the Senate. At least one House Republican, Congressman Tony Gonzalez of Texas, has tweeted he looks forward to voting yes on the measure. Gonzalez represents Uvalde, Texas, where 19 children and 2 teachers were gunned down at an elementary school nearly 1 month ago. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And the NRA has come out against the legislation, and its leaders are pushing lawmakers to vote against it. The gun rights group released a statement arguing, quote, it does little to truly address violent crime, and it opens the door to unnecessary burdens on the exercise of the Second Amendment freedom. Right now, rescue crews are searching for victims after a powerful earthquake struck a remote region of Afghanistan. Officials say more than 1,000 people were killed. About 1,500 others were injured, with those numbers expected to rise. The earthquake hit an area roughly 200 miles south of Kabul around midnight. It caused massive damage, destroying at least 2,000 homes. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is preparing to order Juul Labs, Inc. to take its e-cigarettes off the market in the United States. Juul has faced heightened scrutiny from regulators, lawmakers, and state attorneys general over the appeal of its nicotine products to teenagers. Under pressure, the company in late 2019 had halted U.S. sales of several flavors. The FDA declined to comment on the report. The looming verdict comes nearly 2 years after Juul had applied for approval to keep selling e-cigarettes in the country. Well, next at 5, Gary has your latest forecast, plus COVID-19 shots are now available for children under 5. We'll have some common questions parents have about the vaccine after the break. And later, veterans often struggle with mental health, especially after serving overseas. At 6, how some are working toward a better outcome. Stocks closed slightly lower on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials lost 47 points. The NASDAQ fell 16. The S&P 500 was off almost 5, and we'll be right back.
When my family opened the first Culver's in Sauk City, Wisconsin, you know what we did? We gave it our all, making sure everyone felt welcome, sharing our favorite foods from around the state, like Butterburgers and fresh frozen custard, greeting every guest with all our heart, crafting each meal with care, believing a smile makes everything taste better. And it's a tradition we bring with us yet today, from our hometown to yours. Welcome to Delicious.
With the right tools and a little hard work, you can do it yourself. And with the right kind of paint, you can finish the job faster. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains exceeds your expectations with products that can cover your walls in one coat. So instead of another coat of paint, you can finally get outside. One coat paint means time better spent. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, exclusively at Menards.
Save on all appliances and grills during the inventory blowout sale at Grand Appliance. Shop unbeatable deals like this GE gas range with convection and air fry for just $847, or this LG kitchen with a 29 cubic foot French door fridge for just $29.97. That's not all. Get up to $750 in additional savings exclusively at Grand. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom today. Grand Appliance, the appliance experts.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, drugged driving deaths in Wisconsin have increased nearly 200% over the past 10 years. Help prevent drugged driving, and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
Still saving lives. Locals who served gather to share their battles with the darkness inside during a veteran suicide prevention forum. And Wisconsin upholds a nearly 2-century-old abortion law. What will this mean if Roe v. Wade is overturned? Learn more at 6.
The News 3 Now Call for Action team, getting results for you. When a local woman was taken advantage of by a car dealership, we took action and helped her get back nearly $10,000.
After going through you, it's just like, you can breathe.
Call for Action, only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
As we reported at the top of the newscast, it only took a few seconds as Wisconsin Republicans gavelled in and out of Governor Evers' special session called to overturn the state's 1849 abortion ban. Political reporter Will Keneally was at the short session today and joins us outside the state capitol with reaction. Will?
That's right. So Wisconsin's abortion ban dates to almost as old as the state itself, back before the Civil War. The governor and Democrats hoped that lawmakers would at least debate changing the law, which bans abortions in all cases except for pregnancies that threaten the life of the mother. Instead, the Senate, first quickly spending about 14 seconds, gavelled out, and then the Assembly followed suit early this afternoon. At a press conference before these sessions, abortion rights advocates say that Wisconsin's ban is emblematic of that bygone era.
If this law
from 173 years ago comes back into effect when women had minimal rights, no real agency or autonomy. They will be taken back to that time. They will lose their autonomy.
That anticipated Supreme Court ruling on Roe v. Wade could come in the next few days. And if the court decides to throw out that case law, that means states would decide what to do on the issue going forward. And Democratic lawmakers say that it's incumbent upon them to step up. We'll have more on that legislative response coming up at 6.
All right, well, we'll see you then live at the state capitol. Thank you. Parents may have some questions about getting their children under 5 vaccinated for COVID-19. Astrid Martinez speaks to a pediatrician about what parents want to know.
As the first COVID-19 shots go into the arms of the youngest Americans, many parents have questions about the vaccines.
COVID vaccination can help with preventing severe illness, hospitalizations, and deaths in this young age group.
A common question, why get younger children vaccinated for COVID-19 if the illness can be mild for them? Dr. Sarah Boslett is a pediatrician at Indiana University Health.
COVID infection is now the leading infectious cause of death in children under 5. And it doesn't seem like a big deal until it's your child who's really sick.
Another common question, if my child already had COVID-19, do they still need to get the vaccine?
They are at risk of getting it again, and the vaccine provides even more protection over time. If your child currently has COVID, wait until their symptoms have gone away and then schedule their COVID vaccine.
Some parents worry younger children may be more vulnerable to side effects of the vaccine, but studies show they are typically mild and can include fever, pain at the injection site, fatigue, and irritability. As for whether the youngest kids could suffer the rare side effect of heart inflammation seen in some adolescents and adults,
there were no cases reported throughout all the vaccine studies.
And can children get their COVID vaccines along with other regularly scheduled vaccines? Dr. Boslett says yes. Astrid Martinez, CBS News, New York.
And if your child is experiencing side effects after the vaccine, you can give some pain relief, but doctors say it's not recommended to give over-the-counter pain relievers before vaccinations to try and prevent side effects. Visitors are returning to a changed landscape today as Yellowstone National Park partially reopens following record flooding. Earlier today, cars lined up for miles to get into the park. Officials say the floods wiped out many roads and left some areas famous for their wildlife viewing inaccessible. Park managers say it could take months to repair the damage. Sunday, the National Park Service said it will use $50 million in emergency funds for Yellowstone's recovery. The money will be used to restore temporary access to parts of the park, that's in Montana, as well as other additional sites. The National Weather Service has confirmed 11 tornadoes struck communities across Wisconsin last week. They say one EF2 tornado formed south of Toma. It had wind speeds of 115 miles per hour and grew to 200 yards wide. Another EF2 touched down in Marinette County, reaching speeds up to 113 miles per hour and lifted a house off its foundation. The other 9 were EF1 tornadoes, including the one that touched down near Mauston, one reaching maximum width of 700 yards. Different story today, Gary Canalti. Beautiful day out there.
Well, you need moisture to have severe weather, and today the humidity levels are down. 3 things you need to know in our forecast. Look for sunny skies, very warm to hot conditions for tomorrow and Friday, but with the humidity levels down, this should be tolerable heat. We'll look for some increase in the humidity levels for Friday night into Saturday. That'll lead to some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Those will end Saturday evening with the passage of a cold front, and then temperatures will drop back into the mid to upper 70s for Sunday and Monday of next week. So some very nice air conditioning provided by Mother Nature. Current temperatures are mainly in the 80s across much of the upper Midwest. The 90s and triple-digit heat pushed well to the south, but you can see even up to the north, temperatures a little cooler closer to the Lake Superior, but the dew point temperatures, that's the more important thing. Yesterday we had dew points in the lower to middle 70s. Now they're in the upper 50s, even 40s in the northern portion of the state. Those 70-degree dew points down toward the Ohio River and into southern Missouri, and they'll stay to our south for a couple of days. Heat index, you factor those two together, Our temperature of 84 feels like 84 with the heat index. Paducah, Kentucky, different story. Their temperatures are in the 90s, heat index readings in the triple digits like we had yesterday. But the jet stream has kind of flattened out for the time being. That has pushed the slightly cooler air farther to the south and covers much of the upper Midwest. The jet stream, though, starts to shift back to a more southwesterly direction to our west. But initially, the temperatures will warm up, but the humidity levels will stay to the south. The cold front that came through yesterday has now pushed down to the south, becomes stationary, eventually will turn into a warm front and start lifting northward, but the humidity still lags quite a bit behind the heat. So temperatures are warming up. You can see right now 70s and 80s across much of Wisconsin, but to the south and west, temperatures closer to 90 over toward central Iowa, and that's what we'll be looking forward to for tomorrow. But compared to 24 hours ago, our temperatures are down by about 10 degrees. As we look at future track, light winds out of the north and northwest for tonight, but notice tomorrow they start switching back around to a more southerly direction. That'll bring temperatures back up into the upper 80s. We'll see lots of sunshine for tomorrow. There will be some shower and thunderstorms up to the north and also out to the west of us, but the air will be dry enough here to keep the rain to our west and to our north. As we head into the day Friday, lots of sunshine, high temperatures right around 90 degrees. Our better chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms come Friday night into Saturday as some dying thunderstorms Friday night move through, and then Saturday we have the possibility for some more storms to develop. But the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook calling for about average temperatures here, but notice the above normal temperatures to our south, a sign of things to come, especially as we head toward the end of next week. Tomorrow, look for mostly sunny skies, very warm, but still not too humid. High temperature at 89 and up to 90 on Friday. Thunderstorm chances increase Friday night into Saturday. High temperatures on Saturday, low 80s, and then we drop back into the 70s for Sunday and Monday. Very nice weather, lots of sunshine. Temperatures mid 80s with some thunderstorm chances about the middle part of next week, and almost a slight chance for a thunderstorm all the way through the 4th of July weekend, but temperatures should remain comfortable. Most of the time it'll be dry. As we check out first warn traffic, here's the view of the Beltline at Park Street. Traffic pretty heavy in both directions, but moving along right now. Delays on the eastbound Beltline, usually from this time of day from about Monona Drive back to just east of Verona Road. Westbound, some delays from around Todd Drive into the Park Street area. Right now, a little more than a half-hour trip on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate, 20 minutes going back in the westbound direction. Heading from Madison to Janesville on I-3990 from the Beltline southward, it'll be 25 minutes. Middle to Sauk City, US 12 is a 16-minute trip. Downtown to Sun Prairie will take you 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. Extreme heat is not only dangerous for humans, it's tough for animals as well. One farm in La Crosse explains the importance of keeping farm animals cool, especially cows. While humans can handle temperatures upwards of 70 degrees, for a cow, it can be dangerous. They can go into heat stress on hot summer days. Cows have 4 compartments in their stomach, and after they eat, the food sits for a bit and ferments. That fermentation can cause a lot of extra heat, with their body temperatures reaching above 100 degrees.
So in temperatures like this, the heat stress is going to cause them to produce less milk. Their body's going to be going into a type of survival mode.
Heat stress can cause cows to produce 30 to 40% less milk. That's why it's important to keep your animals cool. Well, what would you do if you woke up to find a bear rummaging around inside your home? One family in northern Wisconsin didn't have to imagine. Details when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who can lower or cancel offers without notice. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option.
New Balance Madison, we got now.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice. Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads.
Qualified lessees can sign and drive this Equinox for around $340 a month. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees are extra. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
I'm Tim Michaels. My company was building the Keystone Pipeline, but then Joe Biden canceled it, afraid to offend liberals. Biden killed hundreds of jobs, sent gas prices way up, making everything more expensive. Only a career politician could make such a mess of things. I'm Tim Michaels. Liberals like Biden and Tony Evers are destroying our economy, and the hardworking people of Wisconsin, they're paying the price. As governor, I'll fight to make sure you keep more of your money, and I don't care who I offend to do it.
Sex trafficking is happening right here in Madison. Many wonder how or if it can be prevented. It's complex. Often someone does not realize what's happening until they are really stuck and are not allowed out. It often starts with someone who showers you with attention and may seem the answer to all of your dreams, until they're not. Red flags may include wanting to take care of you and impress you with their success and shower you with gifts or money, moving fast toward a romantic relationship, isolating you from friends and family, wanting to take you away on a trip, being vague about how they make their money, and working or taking calls at odd hours. You may notice a lot of young people hanging around, or drug use. Then, they start making you feel like you owe them something in return, and don't give you a choice. Learn more at unitedmadison.com/trafficking. Brought to you by United Madison in partnership with Collaboration Project.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Imagine waking up to find a bear in your kitchen. That's exactly what happened to one family in northern Wisconsin. Just before midnight Sunday, the DNR received a call about a bear that entered a vacation home near Crivets through a kitchen window. The startled guest woke, closed the bathroom door, and then ran out of the house. The DNR arrived shortly after to get the bear outside.
Original plan was to actually try to funnel this bear, open the bathroom door, use some furniture to funnel it to the front door and let it out that way. Unfortunately, the bear didn't cooperate with us and didn't want to come out of the bathroom.
Noticing the bear was just a juvenile and roughly 120 pounds, the DNR Warners figured out what they could use a catch pole. It worked, but not before a stubborn, feisty struggle that ended with the bear released outside unharmed. All's well that ends well. Final check of your forecast when we come back.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
It was a dream. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but I knew that the passion was going to make it not seem like work. Dupaco was really there for me, helping me kind of gain financial literacy, everything from the business loan to setting up the LLC. Dupaco really was a great guide and a resource for me getting this whole entire project off the ground. There's been a couple of classes when I'll walk in, and especially when it's the busy room and I start to get choked up. Those are the days when it's like, this is what I was supposed to do.
A dream is the spark of greatness, but it's nothing without drive.
Now shine on, cause we're made from the stars.
Introducing the all-new Honda HR-V. With impressive sporty style, inside and out. From the brand owners are calling most fun to drive. Honda, the power of dreams.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp or a petty officer from 73. and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably serve and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
The challenges we face today feel monumental. Inflation, gas prices, and now an unthinkable threat to a woman's right to choose. I'm Alex Lasry, and I have a track record of getting things done. That's how you know I'll work for you. By lowering prescription drug prices, putting more money into people's pockets, and protecting every woman's right to choose, no matter what. This is why we must defeat Ron Johnson and start meeting our challenges head on. That's why I approve this message.
Coming up on this busy news day, Biden's push for a gas tax holiday. The president asked Congress to pause a federal tax on gasoline, but the concern tonight that it may not do much to lower record prices at the pump. Plus, could the FDA be preparing to pull popular e-cigarette brand Juul off the market? We've got the late-breaking details. That and more tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary's your now final check of the forecast. Pretty nice day out there.
Well, let's just take a look at the pictures, huh? Pictures worth 1,000 words?
Exactly.
There's the view from the Edgewater sky cam. Almost clear skies there. A couple of fair weather cumulus clouds off to the east of the WISC sky cam and the Platteville Queanby radio sky cam. There you go, clear skies. Temperatures pretty comfortable, mid-80s, but with the low humidity, it feels a lot nicer. And even close to Lake Michigan, temperatures are in the 80s, but those dew point temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, you just don't feel the humidity like we did yesterday. So look for an overnight low temperature of about 58 degrees. It'll cool off pretty quickly once the sun goes down, but look for a high tomorrow of 89. That dry air warms up just as quickly, but again, with the low humidity, not bad. 90 for a high Friday. Should be dry during the day. Thunderstorm chances as humidity levels start to creep up Friday night into Saturday. Saturday's high 83. Then we drop back to the 70s for a couple of days, into the 80s for much of next week, with just some slight chances for thunderstorms.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you back here at 6 o'clock. In the meantime, have a good evening.